Victoria is a lawyer turned project manager with 4 years of experience leading cross-functional teams and driving business growth. She is a co-founder of PM's Connect, right? A project management community that is helping people apply practical skills beyond classroom theory. Victoria has spoken on multiple platforms, empowering young professionals to build their personal brands and unlock new career opportunities. She specializes in career positioning, professional development, and creating practical paths for growth. Today, Victoria will be helping us understand how to set up and optimize our LinkedIn profile to create content that gets noticed and build your personal brand even without a CV. And if you do have a CV as well, you'll find this very useful. I'm very excited about this session. I still struggle with my LinkedIn, in a way. One with consistency, two with sometimes just what to put out and how to just deploy the strategy. And since Victoria has had so much success in that, and she's even gotten like global recognitions on LinkedIn as well, by LinkedIn as an organization. So, I'll please join me in welcoming Victoria. Victoria, the floor is yours. Thank you very much.
Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. I believe we're on the same in time zones right now, right?
Yes, we are
All
all.
right. All right. So good afternoon,
Are you in a
everybody.
place where you can turn on your video?
Mm,
Only if it's possible. If not, that's okay as well. So that's fine.
I sincerely wish that. Unfortunately, no, I had to travel out of town yesterday, and I still wanted this to work. So
Okay,
just
that's fine.
yeah, just take me like this. Maybe some other time I'll love to on my camera.
Okay, that's fine. Go
All
ahead.
right. Thank you very much. Okay, so thank you so much for the citation. I always laugh when people read things like that, and I know I've always loved listening to people's citations being read, and when I hear my being read, I'm like, okay, is that me? So thank you so much, Akitude. And yes, Akitude and I go way back, way days. So I was really honored when he requested my presence here. I'm like, okay, for you to actually ask me to be here, that means there's something you feel I could impact on people here and actually guide people to achieve. So I'm very pleased to be here this afternoon. And I'm hoping that by the end of this session, whether for those that are currently here or those that will be listening subsequently, I really hope that you'll be able to take something away from here that uh, by this time next year, you'll be able to look back and be like, oh, I'm glad I was on this call. I'm glad I joined this meeting, and it will be to the benefit of everybody. So thank you once again for having me here. All right. I want to make this as interactive as possible. And that's why I did not prepare slides because that would just make it too technical. And I don't like that because LinkedIn is already technical as enough as it is. So I don't like to make it as any more technical. So instead, I want to make it interactive. And this is the kind of route I usually take. And that's what I'll be applying here as well. So first of all, I would love to get to know people on this. Okay, we are not many, so I believe I would love to address us by our names, but I would love to get some people on this call. I'm seeing Gloria, Emmanuel, Temitope, and Suspense. Please, if you don't mind, can you just go to the chat? Just let me know where you're, yeah, where you're like listening in from. I would love to get to know you, your name, where you're listening from, and if you're in school already, just those details. I really appreciate it. Just let me drop them in the chat box, and yeah, we can pick up from there. So while we are doing that, I know Akitude already read a lot about me, but I would still like to just mention a few tidbits here and there. So as already mentioned, my name is Victoria Olamide. I am a lawyer and a project manager, and also someone who just like you started on LinkedIn with zero connections and absolutely no idea what I was doing. But today, I've been able to actually gather a community of over 27,000 people who actually roots for me and what I do. And I'm excited to share how I went from being unseen to being seen. And I hope this actually helps someone here today. All right. So the first thing I will mention is, let me see, I've really dropped the messages in the chat box already. Okay. Oh, Tammy is listening from the UK. Okay. Wow, that's nice. Oh wow, wow. Okay. You like that's nice. No, you people are not small now. Can you imagine? When they say teenagers, I'm thinking, okay, maybe people that just got into the university. No, you're not small. All right. Okay, so I think that gives me a perspective on where to coming from, and that was one of the reasons why I did that. So I won't be going forward for just things alone now. I think I'll be going in from the angle of people I'm seeing here, and I hope that better helps. Yeah, that better helps people here. Okay, so the first thing I would say is that for LinkedIn, you don't need a long list of experiences or a fancy CV to actually be yourself there. No, actually, you don't. What you actually need is a clear story and a willingness to learn. When I say a clear story and a willingness to learn, what I'm implying is that unlike a company that is trying to hire you for a job and where you have to have maybe 5 years experience, you don't have to be below. Okay, you have to be maybe at the time of applying, you shouldn't be more than 28. Those kind of regimented requirements like that. LinkedIn is so flexible. You don't need that. If you like being 100 level, if you like, don't even be in the university yet. I know people that started off at 100 level, and when I was interacting with them, these people were telling me they made their first million at 19. When I heard that, I think that was the first thing that actually made me start down. I'm like, okay, Vicky, what exactly are you doing? What were you doing when you were 19? And that's one of the reasons why, at least, although as much as I wish I started earlier, I can't reverse the end of time. But then I wish to be able to, push people, like not just push them alone, try to want to ginger them now to see the need to want to start this, because the opportunities there are en masse, and the best thing is for you to get to actually get them. And the interesting part, you don't need a CV. All you need is a skill. All you need is a skill, just something that you can exchange for money. That's all. That's all. And when I'm talking about skill, I mean, are you a graphics designer, a brand designer, a virtual assistant, a project manager, digital marketer, whatever your skill might be? I believe we all know the difference between skill and what's it called now? A skill and maybe a certificate. For skills, you can easily get them whether within maybe a maximum of maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, 2 months, 6 months, and you're done. Whereas when it comes to jobs that require certifications, or maybe professions that require certification now, for instance, I'll use law or medicine. You can't practice until you've been inducted. You can't practice until you've been called to that. You can't. It doesn't work that way. So that's the difference, and that's what makes LinkedIn beautiful. So I think another thing I would like to say is for people that are here, I would love to know what skill do you have in particular. Temitope, I know you just wrapped up on your master's. That's good. Congratulations. What exactly? Can you hear me, please?
We lost you for a sec there. But
Yeah,
now you're back. So
thank you. Sorry, a call came in. I had to just drop that. My my do not disturb is on now. So, all right. So I was saying, could you please just mention the skill? Emmanuel, Temitope, suspense. Just yeah, drop the skills you have. I would love to see, because I really want to work with you, and I want to make this as practical as possible. So like I said, I didn't prepare slides. I just know, okay, these are set of people I would love to actually see. So I'm trying to work with something more practical, so you can easily implement. My goal is for you to live here and be able to implement this in basic steps and start achieving results. Yeah. So I would love to know, just put in the chat box, what skills do you have right now? I mean digital skills that that you don't have to be physically on site for you to be able to work. You can work remotely and you're good to go. And I've mentioned a variety of them. So which one do you think you have right now, or you're in the process of getting right now? Please just drop them within a couple of seconds and let's proceed. So as I was saying, uh, you don't need a CV to be able to function on LinkedIn. All you have, or all you need to get done, is your skills, and that's what makes you get recognized there. And okay, have you dropped them? Let me see. I haven't seen anything yet. Are we typing? Can we hear me? Okay, good. All right, I'm seeing them now. Okay, copyright. Oh, great. Copyright and technique. That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, artificial intelligence, so programming. Okay, when you say programming, there's a wide range of programming languages. Which one are you currently doing? Oh, engineering. That's what I'm saying. That's why I differentiate between having a skill and a profession. If you're going to LinkedIn and to get a job, you would need a CV. So, the angle I'm coming from right now is what you can use that you don't need a CV and you thrive and make money. And that's why I mentioned skill. So, for Tim Top, when I mentioned that you did artificial intelligence, so I'd love to know what skill or what programming language, web design, um, okay, Python, okay, good. And okay, to narrow this down more specifically, machine learning. Can you work remotely with this? Can you work remotely with that? Oh, good. That's perfect then. All right. So, Emmanuel mentioned is a crypto trader, of course. Aside crypto and engineering, because I won't really, I don't know if LinkedIn is a market for crypto traders. And you can get, but then I don't, it's not heavily influenced by that. So I wouldn't, maybe on TikTok it might work because in every platform have their own, they have what mode works for them. So like aside that, I mean skills, basic skills now. Which of them have you learned or you're in the process of learning? I've mentioned graphic design, virtual assistant, social media management, project management. We have what else? Brand design, copywriting, content writing. We have a wide range of them. So if you don't have any yet, I think you could start looking at areas that you would like. And trust me, it doesn't disturb your engineering or photography. Good. That means video editing. Perfect. Perfect. So you have something already. So that means if you have people that have what's it called? Maybe companies that are looking for video editors now, you can actually function there. So that's very good. So since we already have skills, good. So that takes me to the next thing that we're doing here. Oh, and that would be how do you position yourself on LinkedIn? You already have those skills now. How do you make people see you? How do you position yourself? And uh, like I said, LinkedIn alone is not just for job seekers or adults in suits. It's a space for you to build your brand. You know, there's difference between having a personal brand and a business brand. A business brand are the brands like when you Google, ChatGPT, and likes. But when it comes to personal brand, you yourself, you are a brand. You are your personal brand. I am a brand. And the beauty about having a personal brand is that it evolves as you grow. It evolves as you evolve. People decide that tomorrow you've evolved from being a graphic designer, now you're a brand designer. So that means other than just editing videos or sorry, other than just editing graphics, maybe pictures for people to use on website and all, you've now grown to, brand designer, maybe brand identity designer like that, like they like to refer to themselves. They're now building logos, not just logos now and things that make up a particular company, the structure now to bring them to life. So you could evolve and people will still follow your journey because why? It is a personal brand. It is a personal brand. So from there, you find real mentors, learn from real stories, and even land opportunities before you graduate. And the beauty about this is that when you're building online, when people are meeting you, they're not asking for your CV because they've seen what you're capable of doing. They're just setting up a meeting with you and asking how you can actually be on that project and work with them. And I've gotten multiple offers, like both national, like locally and globally. I have paid offers, unpaid ones, like several. I've gotten speaking engagements. Like I had to travel to for STEMCon. I don't know if you know STEMCon. This particular thought I was on, I was invited as well. Like I've gotten so many opportunities like that just by building online. And what this essentially does is that it's automatically gives you that credibility that you know what you're doing. It makes people believe in you even before meeting you. And that's one of the beauty of building online. So, without wasting much time, how do you set up and optimize your profile? You already have those skills now. We already have people that are content creators here. You mentioned you're a bit of what's it called? I use some graphic design. So I would, since you already do photography and videography, I would say maybe you should major more on the video editing part since you already have a portfolio for that. Because for grow. And for jobs like this, there might be people that would love to see your portfolio. I'd love to see what you designed before. Let me see if you could design this as well. So they would love to see that since you're already a photographer and you do a bit of videography as well. So I would say maybe you should start with that first, and maybe you could, you know, start graphic design as you move. Then for copywriting and technical writing, that's beautiful because we have so many organizations, so many businesses looking for copywriters. And I know copywriters are those that actually, you copyright on maybe websites and all those kind of content that, converts just audience now into paid clients. So they're looking for you big time on LinkedIn. And I'm not sure, I don't know if you have your certification yet, since it's a skill, of course, you have to be certified. It's not a professional that you have to wait 6 years. It could be a 3 weeks, a 6 months, whatever the duration might be. Okay, what do I do? Okay, I'm a lawyer, I'm a project manager, but right now, one of the things I had to do personally is that I had to find an intersection between law and project management because I love both, and I needed to be able to function in both areas without jeopardizing one. So I went into research and I figured out the branch of legal project management, and that is where I work now currently. So what I do basically is I work with startups to actually run their projects smoothly. I'm still running projects because I love the idea of running better visions, from the ideation phase to the execution phase. I love that transition. And as well as law itself, I love law. Maybe not the litigation part of going to court every day, but when it comes to what's it called, the corporate side of law, I really enjoy it. So, and that is where I have to bring it into project management, and that's what I'm doing. And yes, I work remotely. Currently, I work with a company, an AI company in Germany. And the funny thing, that was one of the jobs I got earlier this year. I never applied for it. I just saw their email that they would like to work with me. We got a call, and yes, we started working. That's one of the beauty of building my LinkedIn. So nobody asks for your CV because they've seen what you're capable of doing. They've seen your story. They've seen how you evolved. They've seen it. So it's easier. All right. So I think let me proceed now. Like I said, how do you set up and optimize your LinkedIn profile? Please, I hope I'm not too fast because I know I'm a very fast talker, but I'm trying my best to reduce my speed so that I can carry everybody along. I hope you're following me, please. Just give me a reaction. Let me know you're following. Just reactions. If you know that we're still together. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. All right. So as I was saying, how do you optimize your page for people to see those skills that you have and be able to reach out to you? The first thing I would say is that on LinkedIn, you have to look like what you claim you do for you to be taken seriously on LinkedIn. I always say that. If you claim you're a graphic designer and you cannot even create those graphics for yourself for it to reflect on your page, trust me, nobody's going to reach out to you. If you mention, you're a content writer, and from your content, the content you've been posting, people can't see that, okay, you are good at creating content, like writing content, then nobody's going to take you seriously. So if you claim whatever it is you claim you do, you must look like it exactly. Like from your profile, they should be able to see that indeed you do what you say you do. And I'm not saying, oh, fake it till you make it. No, that's not what I'm saying here. But it's like CV, instead of CV now, I call LinkedIn your billboard. The way you are going on, maybe on the streets of Lagos now, I have seen this massive big billboard with Funke Akidile's face on it, screaming, maybe everybody loves Jennifer or something. That's the way your LinkedIn is. It is your billboard. People are listening. That's your landing page. You don't have a website here, but your LinkedIn is your landing page. So it has to scream the value your audience stand to gain once they enter your page. If it's not, then there's work to be done. So the first thing you will do is I'll start with your DP. You call it DP, but we'll call it professional headshots on LinkedIn. You cannot say you want to be professional and then you now snap one picture that is so blurry you cannot even see your face. You're behind the flower or some are holding cars. Those kind of pictures that those parents like snapping. Then you hold your waist. Nobody will take you seriously. And there's a reason why it's called professional headshots. In the sense that it has to be like I won't say passport, but yeah, a passport kind of, but that speaks to your professionalism. You don't necessarily have to be in suit. You could be in a corporate attire. But then make sure that the picture is bold and clear enough for anybody coming in to see that this is who I'm releasing this. I don't know. Let me ask first. Are we all on LinkedIn yet? You may not be active, but at least we have a page on LinkedIn. Do you have a profile? If you know you have a profile on LinkedIn, please drop your profile links in the in the page, like in the chat. I would love to see that. Let me ask first. Okay. Suspense said, I have clients in academic in research writing, but how do I get clients since I don't have a record of doing copywriting or technical writing except the certificate? Okay, so but you already have clients in academic research. They start from there. Start from there. And when I say start from there, you already have what's it called, portfolio now. People, you already have clients, you have those testimonials, people reaching out and say, oh, thank you so much. What's your, I don't want to call you suspense, now what's your first name again? Let me see, I think you posted it somewhere, yeah? Okay, Bolwatife. So, people saying, thank you so much, Bolwatife. I really loved the research you did for me. I actually got an A, or I did my defense and I got a distinction. Those are testimonials, and those are things that are speaking to your credibility. So you could start from there, and eventually, as you understand the platform, like I said about personal brand, you can always evolve. But since you already have credibility in this area, you can't start from there because trust me, there are a lot of academicians now. I don't want to call them academicians, but there are a lot of students on LinkedIn, master students, PhD students, looking for people like you. So imagine you writing and saying, "Oh, maybe okay, I think I'm going to get there. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but one of the things you're going to be doing is knowing your audience, your target audience now. Who are those that your skills benefit? Who are those that benefit, like are willing to pay a premium for your skills? These are people that you're going to be making research about, and you'll be looking at their pain points. Pain point means challenges, things that keep them up at night. Then the goal now is to solve them through your content. You're not writing, oh, are you an academic student and you've been going through so and so. They speak about a particular what's it called, a particular issue your client had in the past that you have to step in and save the day. Attach the testimonial to your picture now and attach it to the content. That's speaking to your credibility, showing that you've done this before and you have clients that paid for this. So if they're coming, they shouldn't be scared. You got them. You've got them. Yeah, okay. I think I've seen people's let me just check. I'm opening Temitope's page now on LinkedIn. Okay. Machine learning and all right. Oh, okay. Your profile picture is okay. Yeah, it's okay, but I don't know. Is it my phone or is it looking as if it's not clear? I think it's okay. Yeah. All right. I can see you have the open to work. Yeah, you have the open to work feature on your profile. Well, personally, I would say it's not something I encourage, and the reason is because everybody on LinkedIn is open to work. I will tell you that for free. Everybody on LinkedIn is looking for opportunities. So the fact that you put it on yours does not essentially differentiate you or make you special. It maybe at the time they started it, maybe it made a difference, but right now everybody's looking to work. So I think clients would rather look at people that are building something substantial and reach out to them than just someone that has open to work on their profile. So personally, I don't encourage it. I don't. Because personally, I know I'm working myself. If I see better opportunities, I'm moving as well. I am. So everybody's open to more opportunities. So it doesn't essentially add or remove anything. If anything, I don't want to say it screams desperation because I've seen people that actually mention that they got offers one here and there, but I'll still say you stand a better chance of building a solid brand and attracting offers than just putting open to work on it. So yeah, that's that. And also I'm seeing, oh, your experience session. Oh, I love your experience session. That's nice. Yeah, your education session too is very good. I think what you would need to do would be to work on your banner, your your headline, and your featured section. Your featured section, just put a random post of something you posted on Medium there. That does not speak to your credibility. Your featured section should be links that actually still scream your offer, and maybe a booking link. A booking link is one of the things that screams your professionalism. It shows people that you are here and you are ready to, to help them. So putting random links like this it doesn't exactly add anything to your profile. It doesn't. If anything, put something that would gear them towards what you're trying to, achieve. Yes, and then I mentioned your banner. Your banner is that particular space above your profile picture. That should screen your. Okay, I think let me. I'm going to drop my link as well, so everybody can check it. So that way, it's easier to explain. Like I said, I didn't prepare notes, and I know we cannot exhaust everything in one session. It's impossible. But I'm trying to give you practical things now, and I've started already. So I believe everybody here is taking note as well. You could check. I was looking at Tim Talk link, so you could check us and see those things I'm talking about, and then maybe go from there to yours and know what exactly should be done as well. All right, so this is my own link. So I think that would fast track things to help explain what I'm trying to say. Let me just post that now. Okay, so yeah, my link is the page now, so we could go there and then you understand what I'm trying to explain. So I was talking about TikTok. So as I said, your banner is the one just directly above your profile picture. That should scream the what you call the value your target audience now stand to gain when they come to your page. No, they should enter your page and be like, this is exactly what I'm looking for. This person can get it. This done for me. This is it. You get my point? So that's that. And also your headline. Your headline is the one directly below your name. The one directly below your name. So that page wrote machine learning engineer, open bright scholar, RTC UK ambassador. Those are good, but it doesn't tell your audience how it helps them. Because your profile at the end of the day is about your audience and what they stand to gain. And that's what brings them to you, not about you. Because when they see what they stand to gain, at the end of the day, is about you, but indirectly. I don't know. So far, do we understand what I'm saying? I hope I'm not speaking above everyone's head. Please just give me those reactions if you know you. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah. All right. Thank you. Yes. So I was actually reviewing Temitope's profile and I'm still on it. So that way I'm picking things and we can know where to start from. So yeah, like I mentioned before, your headline. Think of your headline as your personal tagline. Like if you check mine, you'll see what is there. It breaks down. Okay, let me do it like this to make it easier. Your headline should specifically tell what people do, like what you do, or rather who you help, how you help them, and the result they stand to get. That was should be your headline. What you do, how you do it, and the result you get. Some even add how they get it done too. Yeah, but the result basically that you get because they have to see that transformation. So, and I believe this formula works for everyone, regardless of your profession or your skills or whatever. It works for everybody. Like for instance, mine says, I help you run projects smoothly. That's what I do while reducing risk and staying legally compliant. So that's what I do, how I get it done, and also the result they get stand to get. Just could be for graphic design, you could see, oh, I help you build what's it called? I help you design graphics. I help you create graphics that converts your audience to loyal clients. That could be for a graphic designer. So it has to speak to that particular people. Like just imagine your target audience coming to your page. It has to be able to tell them this is how don't worry, this is how I've got you, this is what I help you do. So I believe this formula now, like I said, what you do, how you do it, and what the results you achieve. Those three things should be with the basis of you forming your headline. And that should help you achieve that. All right. So I think the next thing I would mention would be your about section. The about section is mostly about your story, not your CV, basically. Your story. And it still helps your it's still featuring how you assist, or should I say, I don't want to use the word assist because it's a paid assistance, but yeah, how you help your target audience. Everything speaks to your target audience, everything speaks to them. So if you check the about section, let me see Temitope's about section now. Because I'm using someone here now, so it's as practical as it can get, and that way every other person can use that as a medium to work on theirs. Okay, I'm seeing a question here. How would you advise someone who wears multiple hats? For example, a lawyer who also runs a podcast, manages a business, and leads impact-driven projects to position themselves on maybe without confusing their audience or diluting their professional identity. Oh, great. I think I had this issue when I started as well. But one thing I would say is that start from somewhere. You can't be everything to everybody right now. You will end up confusing your audience. And the reason why I say you end up confusing your audience is because when opportunities come, they won't be sure if you actually stand there. They won't be sure. They won't. Because they are not sure exactly what you do or which of them you are doing. And I'll use myself as an example. At the time I started positioning myself, I positioned myself as a project manager. That was last year. And I refer to myself as a project queen. So then anytime I'm closing my content, I was like, oh, I'm Victoria Lamide, your project queen, the project queen, reach out for this and that. So everybody got to know me as a project queen. And when opportunities come, they either tag me to those opportunities or they send it to my DM. I still got one in my DM. I think today is Saturday, right? Over the week. In short, I didn't even say, I think that stayed in my inbox for about 3 days before I even saw it. And I had to thank the woman. So when people see opportunities, because it resonates in their mind that this is what you do, they automatically they remember you when those opportunities come on. And they either tag your name, your profile to it, or they send it straight to your DM. So I was doing that for a while, but at the time, I mentioned that I actually had to now look for an intersection between law and project management, which was legal project management. And then I started positioning myself as a lawyer, kind of, while still not, totally living the project management part. And I realized that was when I realized that although people knew I am a lawyer, but then they didn't know that it is something I do actively. Because I still get a lot of questions, people telling that, oh, do you still go to court? How do you do it? I thought you manage projects. Are you still a lawyer? I get those questions on a daily. Anytime I post myself in wig and gown, people are like, wow, I didn't know you're a lawyer. So I realized, well, okay, I would love to bridge this gap. And because I already built a presence, they already know me as a project manager, it was easy to now introduce that side of me to them. I didn't need to confuse them. So what did I start doing? I started answering questions I know that a lot of people face, a lot of creators face on LinkedIn. I started answering questions about maybe because I have received a lot of DMs of people saying they signed contracts that did not favor them or they couldn't understand what was really in the contract, but then, they just signed it anyways because maybe the pay was good and then halfway through they realized that they've already signed away their destinies. Or maybe they signed it, they saw the number of years that was in that contract, and although it didn't sit right with them, but because they didn't have a choice or maybe the understanding, they signed it. So I started talking about that. I started sharing stories of people that have gone through that, or people that, they'll tell them, don't worry, just start with us. At the end of the month, we'll pay you. And I know someone, I think I still posted that on my page about last week. He actually did that too. And after a month that I was ready to get paid, told them his invoice and everything. And they told him, oh, sorry, we already got another person. And he used his work. They used his work, the brand used his work, but they paid him and then they got somebody else. And because there was no contract, there was no way he could sue them. So this was the things I was now concentrating on and talking about on LinkedIn. So that's why I started positioning me as an expert in that field. Okay, Victoria does this. She got it. So I started getting a lot of DMs now, not essentially about project management alone now, but about law as well. People sharing their stories with me. Particularly, like I said, this particular guy I saw that I said this person's story I told. I didn't even see his content because he had to come out and mention, just mention the brand. He didn't mention the name. Talk about how his experience with them was and how they treated him badly. But because someone that saw his content already saw my content, I think 2 days before me talking about it, she just tagged me to that post that I Victoria, please can you check this? What do you think it can do? Just tag me to the comment section. So I reached out to this guy, and it was someone I actually knew before on LinkedIn. And I reached out to him. I'm like, okay, sorry, you're going through this. How did it happen? And they told me so. And I was like, do you mind? Can I share it? And he said yes. And I shared it, and more people started coming up saying, I've gone through this, I've gone through that. What am I doing? I'm positioning myself as an expert in that field while, addressing their challenges and pain points. And that is what you want to do with your page. I don't know if this has answered the question. So if you know you are a lawyer, you're managing business, just pick one. Look at the one that you really you want people to know you as currently now. Build a presence first there. You need that presence. Once you get that presence, it's easier to not tell people, oh, I also do this. I also do this. You cannot be introducing them. But you cannot introduce everything to them because at the end of the day, none will stick. I don't know if that has answered the question. Let me know. Does that answer the question? Can anybody hear me? Oh, all right. Thank you very much. Okay, so as I was saying, I was checking Temitope's profile, and I really quickly want to speak on that. Okay, I'm trying to see about section. Oh wow. Okay, 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 okay. I think it was Temitope that mentioned that she wants to position herself in machine learning because you mentioned that you could work remotely there. Okay, so if you want to position yourself as that, one thing I would advise about your about section is to go. You have to do the research, and I will give you where you could do those research to help you. You need to know exactly how you help your target audience because everything you wrote here now is about you. I am a chemical engineering graduate and an official this. I am a this. I am that. I've worked. It doesn't tell them how it solves their problem. It doesn't. So what you want to do now is to look at it. Who are those that actually need these skills? Is it companies? Is it brand? Is it founders themselves or startups? It has to be very niched down, like your target audience. Now, not what you do, but your target audience, people you serve, because this is how you communicate to them, and this is what makes them reach out. So you have to be as specific as possible. And then once you know what their problem is and everything, you will now go to ChatGPT and tell ChatGPT, oh, I am a this, or I'm positioning myself as this on LinkedIn, and these are the pain points and challenges of my target audience. Using maybe the pastor copywriting technique. Now, pastor is PASTOR, but all cap locks. You could use the pastor copywriting techniques. You could use the AIDA copywriting technique. Their copywriting techniques, basically, there are very many, but I'll recommend using the pastor copywriting technique. That's the most popular and easy for anybody, whether or not you're in sales or not, to understand. I didn't know all these things too until I joined in last year. Especially this aspect of sales, positioning yourself, selling, and all. I didn't know. So, but yeah, into tell ChatGPT, I am this. I'm trying to position myself as this on LinkedIn, and these are my target audience. These are the pain points they face. I'm using the pastor copywriting technique. Help me write this, about section, so my audience can see how I solve their problem. And to do that, then you can keep modifying it, remove tweaking here and there to get what you want. Because if it doesn't solve their problem, they are not going to want to. They are not going to stay. So, like I said before, it's about how it helps them, not essentially about you. No, it's about your audience at the end of the day. So, your about section needs to work as well. And then, like I said, for your featured section, now I'm already in featured section. Your featured section, first off, you need a booking link. You could use Calendly, you could use Coachly, you could use any of these booking links so that when they see you, they are ready to, schedule a meeting with you or maybe enter your DM, whichever way, reach out to you. And then please, one of the things you want to do is in your contact info, please attach your email there, because a lot of times people that really want you will not even go to your DM. They just book. Some just either send the emails or schedule meetings ASAP. Those are people that are reading the expertise now. You either see their emails or you see their booking link. So it's only those ones that maybe not company, maybe let me say not CEOs or founders now. It's just regular clients that would say, okay, they want to reach out first in the DM. So go to your contact info and make sure that your email is attached. Thank you. I'm glad I actually remember that. All right. So okay. So like I said, your feature section has to contain your booking link, and also it has to contain some other things. If you have a portfolio, that's where to be. And what you want to do is you have to work with a graphic designer here. They create a thumbnail just like for YouTube. Then thumbnail is attached to the link to your booking link. Also for your portfolio, if it's a Google Drive link, fine. You create a thumbnail. Yeah. So from that thumbnail, you attach it there, and then from there it takes them to your portfolio or whatever it is that could tell people that this is what. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that your LinkedIn itself should be your CV, but not your CV of telling them that I have 10 years experience. No, they have to see how those skills that you mentioned that you have been materialized, how you use them to help other people to be able to convince them that you can do this. And even if you don't ask people that you've done it for yet, have you done it for yourself? Because if you've not gotten the results for yourself, there's no way you want to convince me that you can get the results for me. Okay, so I think that's that about the feature section. Please, I would love everybody here to connect with me. And if you have more questions, like I said, I can't exhaust everything on this call. You can always reach out to me in the DM, and I'll try my best to respond. Yeah, please connect with me. So, all right. So I think one of the things I would love to mention here, because I'm rounding up already now, it's almost time, is if you need an idea of how your about section works, you could check mine out. You could check mine. and you would see that it starts with a question. Your about section, it starts with a question. Struggling to do this or struggling to do that, and that's something about the pastor copywriting technique. I don't think I mentioned that. The pastor copywriting technique, the P there stands for problem. The P in pastor copywriting technique stands for problem. So that means you really want to, mention that problem they are going through. Are you struggling with this? Are you facing that? Are you doing this? Like, those are the things you want to mention. So once you start with that, and it varies, whether you're a brand designer, whatever it is you do, it varies. So you want to see how you could mention that. So you start with the problem. He is the problem. Then you are describing exactly what they face. Make it relatable. Like, it helps them to know that you understand their struggle. If you're a social media manager, you could say, oh, have you ever felt like nobody notices your LinkedIn post, no matter how you try? And, those are the problems people are facing. And like I said, if you've not done those research, you won't know. Which brings me to those places I was talking about. If you really want to do research to know where to get your target audience pinpoint, please, you can check reddit.com. Reddit.com. Reddit, I believe we should know it. Reddit is reddit.com. Yeah, or Quora.com. Quora. Quora. I believe everybody uses Quora, and if you don't, you might have come across it at one point or the other. Then the last place I usually recommend would be the YouTube comment section too. These are places that people pour out their art. If you really want to know, just type, for instance, oh, I am a graphic designer, and I'm helping, or for instance, what problem do graphic designers face, or people that need founders that have issues with their website now, or that have issues with their graphics or their brand or whatever, what problems do they face with their graphic designer? Once you put that in, for instance, when on any of these particular platforms, for instance, in this YouTube, just you'll see videos that are speaking about it. Your goal now is to go to the comment section of those videos. You see people saying, "Oh yes, even me, I have gone through this. There was a graphic designer I hired then, and then this and that." You see people pouring out their art in the comment section. Those are the things you would take as challenges and come to write content about. But as you're writing content, and you're not just amplifying it, you are solving them. Are you a founder that have gone through this and that? Of course, you've seen people that have gone through this and this. But if you're in this situation, these are the things you should do. So when you're telling them these are the things you should do, you're not even selling now, you're just telling them these are the things you should do. You're telling them you are the expert. So by the time they're saying that, oh, if someone has gone through that now sees your post, like, wow, okay, I've gone through this too. Okay, let me reach out to this person. Those are the things that actually work. And if it's on Reddit.com, if you do the same query there too, you'll see people that have shared their stories. You see tons and tons of stories. Your goal is to see the one that actually aligns with what you do and then create content from there. Solve those problems in your post. Basically, when you're asking what do I post, you're solving problems with your post. If you go through my content on LinkedIn, you would see I'm solving a particular problem, talking to one person. And how you know is when you go to the comment section, you see people sharing their story that, oh, yeah, today I actually spoke about volunteering. And that's because I realized a lot of people are sleeping on volunteering. They feel, oh, because it's free work, nobody will hire them. Please, volunteering is what gets your foot in the door. If you are still trying to get opportunities and you haven't on LinkedIn, if you see opportunities to volunteer, please do. Because if you don't have experience before, these are areas you can now say, oh, I've gotten experience from this and this and that. And then you're not writing from the base of those experiences as yours because it's what you've gone through. It may not give you the money, but it sets up the stage for the next opportunity coming. I know someone that actually got in. I told her, I actually advised her then, you do content writing, right? Start writing for these people. Just write for them. Tell them for free. And see, by the time she wrote for that brand for about a month, and they saw the tremendous change in their social media on LinkedIn, for a company page on LinkedIn, they saw it was growing. All she had to tell them was that, oh, now that they've seen her value, and that, of course, they didn't even know they needed her before, but now she has shown them why they needed her. She was able to negotiate, and now they're paying her even in dollars as well. So volunteering opens doors. Don't say your first goal is to get paid gigs. You may not always get paid gigs as your first opportunity on LinkedIn. No. But if you get internships or volunteering, please take them. So, like I said, I'm going back. I know I've been saying a lot of things, and I'm happy that this call is being recorded, so you can always go back so that you can understand. So the second thing I would say, the first thing is P, the pastoral copyright technique, right? P is problem. A is amplify. A is amplify. So once you've mentioned the problem, have you ever felt noticed? Or have you ever felt like nobody notices your LinkedIn post no matter how hard you try? This one I'm talking from, for instance, let's say you're a social media manager and then you make that the beginning of your your about section now. Then to amplify it, that means you are showing what happens if they don't solve the problem. You're amplifying the consequences without actually, you're not making them scared, you're not instilling fear, no, but you're trying to make them understand what happens. So you could consider, like, if you keep posting without strategy, you might be discouraged and be missing out on real opportunities. I'm amplifying what happens. Have you ever felt like nobody notices your LinkedIn post no matter how you try? If you keep posting without a strategy, you might get discouraged and might miss out on real opportunities. So someone that is reading that now and going through that and saying, oh wow, this is true. That means I'm actually leaving money on the table. And then from there, you go to the S. S there is the story / the solution. So you're either sharing a story of yourself, or you're sharing, people love a good story, right? But you are not dwelling so much on it because it's your about section. It's no, I'm not coming because I've seen people that you have to keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling your about section, but nobody will read it. You want to keep it straight to the point as possible. So you could say, when I started on LinkedIn, I had 0 likes. I have 0. I felt invisible or anything like that, making them see that you were once in their shoes. But when I shared real lessons of what I was learning, everything changed. That's it. You've touched it, you've moved, and then you move on to the next one. So this next one, that's I've mentioned the P is problem, A is amplify, S is the story or the solution, and then the T is your testimony. Here you are providing evidence that your solution works. It could be a result of clients, it could be your result, it could even be a screenshot. But you can't put a screenshot in your about session. That is why it will be in your future session. Testimonials. So here you're saying, hundreds of students I've coached started getting job interviews after applying this simple strategy. If you see, it's like it's following a particular table. So people reading it can see that transformation, them coming from the problem angle to the testimonial angle. And then it's after then you chip in your offer. Your offer now is after the testimonial. The O stands for offer. So you could tell them, sign up or reach out to me in the DM or schedule a meeting with me and let's treat this. You're telling them how to leave that particular phase they are and move on to the next phase you could help them to be. And then the call to action, that's the R, response now. That's your call to action, telling them to either book a call, after telling them your offer that you help them get this, that you can actually help them get visible within 3 months and all. That's the offer. Then tell them, schedule a meeting with me and let's discuss how to move this forward. And that's it. So that's the personal copywriting technique. And that's why I said, if you don't make the research first through all those channels I mentioned, the what's it called, Red.com, Quora.com, YouTube comment section, if you don't make those research first, it's very hard for you to write your about section. So at the end of the day, they reading your about section is just telling them that this is what you stand to gain when you visit me, when you work with me. And more often than not, they always reach out. Trust me, they do. They always reach out. And once that is done, once that particular part is done, that's for your I'm wrapping up already because it's 3 p.m. already here. So once that particular aspect is done, all you have to do now is to now start creating content. Like I said, to solve those problems. So you're creating those contents now. Don't worry, you may not get the engagement initially, because for LinkedIn, I always tell people on LinkedIn that LinkedIn operates with this, this thing that Davido mentioned, we rise by lifting others. Yeah, engagement. It's not like TikTok, or I always use Instagram for instance. Someone like, let's say, Funke Akindele has not been on Instagram for, even Davido has not been on Instagram for about 6 months. And then one day it just comes back, drop a picture, I'm back. You can go back in 30 minutes and come and see 6 million likes. But it doesn't work like that on LinkedIn. It does not work like that on LinkedIn. You have to engage your community for you to be seen, for you to actually move. And when I say engage, you are commenting. So LinkedIn works like this thing, rise by lifting others. So me engaging on your content automatically helps me too. So whether or not I like engaging, I don't have a choice because it helps me too. So because at the end of the day, it's people that engage your post, that people that you engage with, that automatically see your name, to see your post. I'm like, this guy, this guy, and they're commenting and engaging you as well. And that's what pushes the algorithm now, grabs the algorithm, push your content to those people that actually need your service. So you have to engage. And please don't come and use AI generated comments, very insightful, great post. No, those things will not work. You have to be genuinely sharing things, maybe from your observation from the postings you learned, things you picked, or maybe how you've gone through the same thing as well. Those genuine comments are what attract people to you. I know people that have gotten jobs through commenting. I know people that have connected to with me through commenting. And I know someone that have reached out to me for an offer that just told me, oh, I actually just commented on somebody's post. I think it was on Saturday, one of the Saturdays, about 3 or 4 weeks ago. And the man just told me, oh, Victoria, I've gone through your profile and I'd love to work with you. Funny enough, I hadn't even seen his, I only saw his um connection request. I had not even seen that he responded to my comment on somebody else's post. When I saw it, I had not even seen that comment when I saw his connection request and I accepted. I already sent him a DM before I saw that, oh, he already commented that he would like to work with me. And that was how I picked up. That was another thing entirely on its own too. So it really, commenting itself positions you better than even your own post can, because if those people already have the influence, the community and all, strategically, if you comment, it amplifies your reach, it amplifies places. That means you could be in 100 places. Let me say you comment on about 10 to 20 posts in a day. That automatically, you know what, puts you in 20 places that even your own post cannot get to. And when you do it with intentionality, you'll be surprised the kind of opportunities that accrue to you. You'll be surprised. So you really want to comment. And if you want to do this, one of the things that will help you scale is, I see a lot of people people that are here now, I think since you're on the same time zones, you would really want to, what's the word now? Look at the peak engagement period. For Nigerians, I would say from my experience so far, 5 a.m. to I think 8 p.m. works on LinkedIn. You start posting after 8 a.m., people are already at work, they are busy, they may not really engage with you. But if you'll be surprised that if you come to LinkedIn as early as 4 a.m., people have posted. They've posted and people have commented on those posts. You'll be seeing one eye go and you'll see 100 comments. And you're wondering, these people don't sleep. So that's how intentional people are about building careers on LinkedIn. Personally, I post 7 a.m. every blessed day. Every day, 7 a.m. And I have people that engage my post. I have people that engage my post that I engaged as well. So one thing you would want to do, I know this is a lot now. Like I said, I'm grateful to actually that this call is being recorded, so you can always listen in, because this thing I'm sharing here, if you would want any of these LinkedIn creators, these top creators just like myself to help, they will charge you for it, and it won't be small. They would charge you for it. So those are things I'm sharing here. I really hope that somebody can actually work on them and be able to get results. And those are the things that will make me happy. Maybe you telling me the next 3 months that, oh, Victoria, I was in that particular class you mentioned and I did what you said exactly while experimenting with myself, and I'll be able to achieve this. I would be very happy to, in short, collaborate with you on any of these projects online. I'll be more than happy to do that. So, as I said, we want to look at the peak engagement period and look for the time that works with you in between these periods, and you want to be very intentional about it. If you really want to grow very fast, I will tell you, post at least 3 to 5 times a week, every day. 3 to 5 times a week. One of the things that helped me is to batch create my content. And what the batch creating means, that means as it stands now, today's Saturday, I'm already creating my content for next week, the whole of next week. So by the time that time comes, I'm not rushing to create more content last minute. No, they're already there. All I have to do is engage. That's maybe 10 to 15 comments before I make my own post. 30 minutes before I make my own post, you have to engage, because that's what pushes the algorithm, prepares the algorithm for your own post as well. And then when you post, you have to respond to those comments. Please respond to your own comment as well. You want to respond to your own comments as well. So those are the things that now pushes it faster. Just tells the algorithm that this is an important piece and it will recommend it to more people. All right, so on the final note, I know I've said a lot, and this may be a lot to take in at the moment, but I know if you go back to either watch the recorded call and then maybe do what I said step by step to actually implement them, because with everything I've said, if there's no implementation, then it's a waste of time. And personally, I wouldn't like that. With the caliber of people I've seen on this call, I know if you try to actually get started now, you'll be surprised what you can achieve in 6 months. I remember when I started my journey with intentionality, that was in February last year. And I gave myself a 6 months deadline. I was like, 6 months or nothing. Let me just go all out on India and see what this. People are making 1 year. They don't have to wait. Let me see. Let me see what I can do. And I gave myself 6 months ultimatum. And I went all out. It was crazy. I went all out. And within the 6 months, I think that within February, I think that was in August, I got ranked. I was surprised. I didn't even know there was ranking, because I remember when I checked the ranking as I June, I didn't even see myself on the scale at all. But as at August, I got ranked as number one project management creator in Nigeria. Not only that, currently I think I'm number one project management female creator worldwide. I was shocked when I saw that. People on that list, they did the top 50, and I didn't see any other Nigerian on the list. And I'm like, what's happening? Where are my people? I'm talking of people from US, from UK, and all. And I know the kind of strategic connections I've gotten through that. There was a particular man in the US that was telling me that he had been stalking me. That I kept on seeing my email, and I was like, who is this lady? When I used to go and check this man's profile, currently this man has over 50,000 followers. He's one of the senior PMs in US. When I used to go and check, I'm like, you are stalking. I don't understand. Like, as you really was stalking, you get my point. So these are things that open opportunities here and there for me. Last year, I got a speaking engagement, a webinar like this, with about 3 other women from 3 different continents. One was from Europe, I think, North America, and then Asia. And I was the first person from Africa. And I've gotten several other ones like that. And the first particular gig I got on LinkedIn, I think it was about $1,000 then. That was the first particular gig I got. And I didn't need to apply for it. And that's what LinkedIn can do for you. So I'm saying all this now to actually tell you that with the kind of caliber of people I've seen here, you can be making cool money. I know one thing I like about LinkedIn is that you're not dancing or following trends like TikTok, because I just joined TikTok now and it's crazy. I'm trying to stay find my feet. I'm like, how you do copy it? Like with the video creation and editing, I'm trying so hard. But with content, you can just take some minutes of your day or some hours of your day, craft your content there, engage and grow. Give yourself 6 months and apply these things like intentionality, implement, because without implementation, none of this will come. Like, you won't see results. So it has to be backed up with implementation for you to actually see those results. All right, I think I've said a lot and I would love to stop here. Please, if you have any question, I would just like to leave them within the next 5 minutes. Well, yeah, I have another meeting. And yeah, very soon, and I need to prepare for that too. So in the next couple of minutes, if you have any question, please ask and I will do my best. And the ones I can't answer, please connect with me and you can ask me in the DM. I would be glad to answer you. And this is a courtesy of today now. If you are on this call, just tell me you're on this call as well, and you can send your DM on me, then I'll respond. All right, so please, if you have a question, let me know. But thank you so much. I'm handing the mic over to the moderator now. Is Suspense here?
Maybe he's asleep.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. Suspense. Over to you now. Q&A session. Thank you. That was really beautiful. Victoria, I learned a whole lot. Oh my god. Oh my god. I feel like I don't know anything.
Trust me, I felt the same when I started last year too. Like, when you study law, the open you are thinking about law school and everything. You don't
Yeah.
you don't know the word. There's a word outside law actually. Until you get there and you see, when you see people telling they made their first million at 19, at 20, and it's not Yahoo. Like, this is clean, legit money just from basic skills. Then it begs the question, what have I been doing? And
Yes.
I think that was just the ginger I needed. So yeah, we've all been there, so I understand.
I'm honestly really grateful. Thank you for sharing your journey. Thank you for all the principles you also shared. Um, Personally, I learned a lot, and I will definitely put them into practice. So it's time for question and answers now. Anyone with questions, I will believe that, like, even if it's 1 or 2 people, should have, some questions that they can ask. As you can tell, Victoria is very busy, and we are very privileged to have her on the call today to share um from a wealth of knowledge and the insights she has. Any question from anyone? Let me check the comments, the chats there. Okay, Timmy, please go ahead. Timmy, please go ahead and ask. You can unmute your mic.
Okay. Good afternoon. I wanted to just ask if it was absolutely compulsory to post every single day. Do I still get engagement if maybe I post once a week, or do you think I'll still grow if I decide I want to post once a week? So yeah, that was my question.
Okay, to answer your question, to grow once a week, you didn't even say 2 or 3 times, once a week. There's no way they would remember you. The world is very busy. The reason why, like I said, I think the minimum time I would advise is 3 to 5 times a week. I personally, I post every day. It has become a routine. Like, it has actually become an habit. I don't see it as me doing anything anymore. It has become an habit because the longer you do something, I remember I think it was Atomic Habit saying that you need to have spent a period of 90 days for something to become an habit. So I've spent way longer than that. So it has basically become a part of me. Like if I'm not even there, it feels like something is wrong. So if you really want to grow, you can't do it once a week. There's no, you're just growing. You're just starting out. It's not like you built a presence. So if you really want to build a presence, you need to be in their faces, if not every day, consistently. That's the word. That's how they remember you and what you do. If not, I think there's over 1 billion users. So if you post every day, what's the guarantee that if you come back next week, we remember what you said last week? So if you really want to grow and grow faster, start with a minimum of 3, maybe Monday, Wednesday, Friday, as the case may be, at least 3 times a week. And on those days when you are not posting, you are engaging. That's one thing about LinkedIn. You have to consistently engage. That means you're commenting on people's posts. When you're commenting on people's posts, not just random people, your target audience posts, you need to be in their faces for them to know that you do this. So when they're talking about it, you are sharing your own opinion in their comment section as the expert that you are. You are commenting with peers, people that do the same thing you do. You're commenting with other people. I know you'll be seeing things on LinkedIn like first degree connection, second degree, third degree. First degree are people that are directly connected to you. I know today and I now are connected directly. So that's first degree. So if there are people that are not connected to me yet, but are connected to Akintunde, they are my second degree because they are connected to Akintunde that is directly connected to me. So people that are directly connected to your first degree are your own second degree connections. And then when you see third degree, those are people that are connected to your second degree. So that just ones are even farther away from you. So a lot of times you really want to even engage people that are in your second degree connection because even if they don't do what you do, or even if they're not your target audience, you may have your target audience in their comment section. So I don't know if that answers your question. All right, thank you.
Samuel, please go ahead and unmute yourself and ask.
Yeah, not Samuel, but yeah,
Okay.
suspense. Yes. So I just want to appreciate her and thank her for the impactful and insightful session. So, and I want to ask that she was telling Sister Temitope that we should post like 3 to 4 times a week. So that will actually have to take a lot of consistency and a lot. So I want to ask that, like, is there any kind of post that actually gets noticed? Like maybe there's a kind of post, a particular post or a way you post something that will attract, like maybe a clickbait, or maybe that will, I don't know if she understands what I'm saying.
Okay, I think I do. But it's not a particular kind of post. It's not a particular kind of post. We call them hooks. You use hooks, and then they call them attention grabbing hooks. Those are things I had to learn last year as well. Like I said, we can't exhaust this in a session because it's wide. I've spent a year plus learning and still learning myself. And yeah, but essentially when it comes to LinkedIn, the kind of hook you use really matters. You want to use hook that will arouse curiosity, not clickbait now, because if that's one thing about it, once your audience notices that you use clickbait, oh, I got $1 million deal, whatever, and then later I realize that the post has not to do with the hook, you lose your credibility. At some point, it won't work again. They won't even answer. Because, like I said, LinkedIn is more, what's the word? It's like a family, like community. It's not. It's not like IG that anything goes, and like that's why I said that on IG you may not need engagement like LinkedIn. LinkedIn, you have to engage with people. These people know you. They've been engaging your content. You've been engaging theirs. So if you keep using clickbait, they already know. And when you post, they won't respond. So, but yeah, you want to use hooks that arouse curiosity for what you're doing. If you look at my post, like just go through my post for about a week or 2 weeks now, you will see what I'm saying. Your first line is your hook. Your second line is your re hook. Your first line stops them, make them stop the scroll and want to read. Your second line grabs them by the neck and like, you have to read this, and until you read, you're not leaving. You can do that without clickbaiting. You can achieve that. So yeah, and you can do that with any for Temitope that is in machine learning, I would advise that please and please don't now use technical, you want to come and position yourself as an expert. Now you're now using all those technical terms that nobody understands except yourself. They would not be able to relate. You have to break it down to use like that. You're talking to someone in nursery two. As long as the nursery two child can understand, yes, that particular message you're passing, the people on LinkedIn understand. That's how they can engage because they understand what you're talking about. I hope this helps. Suspense.
Yes, thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Okay. Thank you very much, Victoria. Those are really good questions. Um, we have come to the end of today's webinar. I need to just quickly appreciate Victoria for, first of all, like, making yourself available to take this session and for pouring yourself, because that was actually a serious pouring that you just did. And like you said, these are things that people pay for, and I do not take that for granted at all. So I now have leveraged my relationship with you to sort of bring your expertise here, and I just want to appreciate you on that. Again, one way we could appreciate you is actually putting into good use what we've learned and sharing our testimonials with you. Subsequently tagging you on LinkedIn, just Victoria shared, on this particular topic at this particular time. This was what I did, and this is the result I am getting now. Thank you, Victoria, and all of that. So I'm hoping within the next few weeks, next few months, that will be our testimonies. We'll be in touch or regarding like our little gifts to you after this session. But thank you very much, and thank you all for attending. Okay, we'll see you at the next webinar. Have a great evening.
It's so unusual, it's frightening. You see right through the mess inside me, and you call me out.